Yeah. What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good news? Your man Theo Butler, and welcome to it. Yeah, I did. Boy, look here. I can't. One of them type of episodes. I ain't saying. I'm just saying with the Rock With Me Nation. Oh, I have been looking forward to this one all day long. I see y'all already in here. Let's go down the list. We got Groovy Fee in the building. Kamoyo King, president of the Black Panther fan group. Grand Madam Tarot, my spiritual advisor. Juju Rose, my fellow devil dog, is in the building. We are in here. Listen. Let me just go ahead and say this is a safe space. This is a safe space. This about you. This ain't got nothing to do with the whole. This got something to do with you. You see the title? Does it matter? And it's rhetorical. I'm gonna give you some stuff. Me and Cass was chopping it up today and everything like that. I'm gonna give you some stuff. What you do with it is completely up to you. What you do with it is completely up to you. Yes, this is a Black Panther video. Yes, this is because we're talking Black imagery, Black love, Black representation, Black loyalty. Yeah. We can say this is a Chadwick Boseman because you know he stood for all that and everything like that right now. So yeah. This is going to be this episode. So bring your pen and your paper. Speaking of bringing your pen and your paper, tomorrow night I would not miss it. 9:30. Mr. Ray Smith, the elder. I said Mr. Ray Smith, the elder. If the way y'all feel about me and what I do in this landscape that I do, that's the same way I look at Mr. Smith. Let me say it one more time. The way y'all look at me, feel about me positively, that is the same way I feel about Mr. Smith. So however you see me, that's how I see Mr. Smith. That will be our guest. He will be our guest tomorrow night, Friday Night Vibe, and I ain't doing nothing but bringing pen and paper. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm like, that's all I'm doing tomorrow. So as much as I'm looking forward to listening tomorrow night and learning tomorrow night, I'm looking forward to just dropping some nuggets. What you do with it is completely up to you. If you believe in this completely rhetorical, it's one thing. Black imagery, Black love, Black representation, Black loyalty. Does it matter to you? I ain't got nothing to do with this. I know how I feel. This ain't about me. So y'all see the photo that I put up? Y'all saw that photo? You see? You got Captain America, Black Panther, flags by fathers, right? And then you got Captain America and the Falcon, issue 170. That would be volume 1. And then you got Captain America and the Falcon, issue 6, volume 2. And I'm the type of person, you know, somebody said something in an interview. They said, I don't think things happen by chance. And I'm paraphrasing. I don't think things happen per chance, by chance. And so I sit back and I just look at some stuff. I said, wait, just a minute. And S. Jadix is kind of his fault. His fault, and those of us that's rocking with one another and everything, and how we always have an issue with T'Challa's scientific genius just not being acknowledged. Some of us take it even a step beyond that. We actually look at his contributions to characters not receiving credit for it. Even when you look at this latest movie that's coming out, Captain America 4, there's some stuff going on in this movie that T'Challa should be, T'Challa, not Wakanda. I said T'Challa. I ain't say nothing about nobody else. T'Challa should be receiving credit for, and my dog ain't been receiving credit for. And honestly, this been going back for a minute. It's been going back for a minute. And I'm gonna ask some questions. Now tell them, say I ask tough questions. I'm just gonna ask some questions. So y'all see what I got in the pictures and everything like that. I got Captain America, First Avenger, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and then Captain America, Brave New World. Right. You see, I got that going on, stuff like that. I'm gonna put my glasses on. I'm gonna give y'all some dates. So y'all just go with me. Just go with me here. So I just want to make sure I'm good. So Flags of Our Fathers, that came out in 2010, issue 4. That came out 2010. Issue 170, Captain America and the Falcon, that came out in 1974. I'm gonna tell you why that's relevant in a second. 1974. Now, write that down. Write that down. Captain America and the Falcon, Volume 2, Issue 6. They came out 2004. They came out 2004. Write that down. Write that down. Captain America: The First Avenger came out 2014. Captain America: Winter Soldier came out 2016. Captain America: Brave New World Order, whatever they call it, is Captain America 4, is coming out in 2025. Got it? Cool. Stay right there. What's going on, Black Panther? What's going on? Big Jerry's in the building. What's going on? So stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. What was the first movie we got in the MCU? It was Iron Man. That's what it was. Y'all remember the end credit scene? Who was in it? Well, it was Samuel L. Jackson playing the role of Nick Fury. You know, one of the things that you ever heard one of Samuel L. Jackson's complaints? He said he never understood how he, as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., Nick Fury, never made an appearance in Wakanda, never showed up in Wakanda. Technically speaking, that's not true. Nick Fury has been to Wakanda. You see Flags of Our Fathers? You see the first picture that I got there? Captain America: First Avenger. You know the Howling Commandos was in that movie, right? Dum Dum Dugan did not run the Howling Commandos. He didn't. Nick Fury did. It was like with Theo. He couldn't have put Samuel L. Jackson in that movie. Oh, he couldn't? Why? Because Samuel L. is too old. Oh, okay. All right. I get that. I understand that. But now in Captain Marvel, didn't they de-age Samuel L. Jackson through special effects in that movie? Yeah, they did. Okay. Well, because I know Samuel L. Jackson has been like, I ain't really got my meat into the thing. They waited till the man damn near, I ain't trying to say that, but my dog is not, he's not as young as he was when he first got into the MCU. That's all I'm saying. Well, I'm just asking, why couldn't a young DA Samuel L. Jackson have done some stuff in that movie? That movie, when I say that, I'm talking about Captain America: The First Avenger. If not him, Derek Luke was in that movie. He played Gabriel Jones. He did, played him. It's questionable whether or not it matters to you. I don't know. But you remember that the picture of the first comic book that I got in there, Flags of Our Father? Yeah, that. Well, you saw Captain America: The First Avenger. I saw Captain America: First Avenger. How did Howard Stark get the vibranium? Anybody know? Ooh, that's a trick question. I had to look that one up because I was like, how did Howard Stark get the vibranium? Because I don't think they ever really answered that in any MCU film. And you know what? They didn't. They didn't. No, they answered it someplace else, and I'll be damned. I wouldn't have known that this is where they answered it at. I would not have known. I would not have known. I don't think anybody that was rocking with me like I was rocking with them, like I was rocking with them, like they was rocking with. I don't think we knew this. They actually answered this. Now, see, here's the thing. If you knew this, that means you were still rocking with the MCU. If you knew this, that means you were still rocking with it, regardless of how you felt about something else. You were still rocking with the MCU. I did not know this. This comes from Screen Rant. Simon Gallagher, December 23rd, 2023. The mystery of Captain America's shield being made of vibranium has finally been solved in the animated series, What If? Go down here, make sure I get to what I'm looking for. What If confirms Howard Stark didn't steal Cap's vibranium. In What If Season 2, Episode 2, a fledgling Avengers team is assembled by Howard Stark and Peggy Carter when a young Peter Quill returns to Earth, seemingly waging war at his father's request. The episode asks what would have happened if Star-Lord was actually delivered to Ego, Kurt Russell, rather than Yondu raising him himself, leading to a global threat that forms the Avengers. The team Stark and Carter assemble includes Hank Pym, Mar-Vell, Goliath, the Winter Soldier, Thor, and King T'Chaka. During an early exchange, T'Chaka and Tandwa Kani, reveals that the Americans and Wakandans had previously worked together. More crucially, he says that his father, King T'Challa, that would be Azuri, had gifted Howard Stark some vibranium to help the war effort in the 1940s. In other words, Captain America's shield was made from vibranium, the secretive African nation freely gave to the Americans. All right. Azuri gave it to him. He just gave it to him. Well, that's not necessarily how that goes. Flags by fall. He didn't give it to Howard. But that I would never have known that. But if I'm thinking representation, imagery, love, loyalty, what Derek Luke was in that movie, right? And since we're saying Azuri gave it, well, that kind of jives with 1943, except in 1943, Nick Fury wanted Gabriel to ask Azuri for the vibranium. And Gabe didn't want to do it because he was like, oh, so this is why you brought me on this mission. This why you want me to kick the bobo with the king. This is what we're doing. And so he didn't want to do it. And Azuri ain't no fool. He knew what was going on. But when he saw Gabe saved his family from the armless tiger, that would have been Denali, T'Chaka, and Sion. Who? Sion. Yeah, Sion. Yeah, Sion. I still to this day do not know who the hell Njobu is. Sion. When he saved Azuri's family, Azuri recognized him as being an honorable man, and he gave a small sample of vibranium. He didn't get it to nobody else. He gave it directly to Gabe. He didn't give it to nobody. He didn't give it to Nick. He didn't give it to Howard. He gave it to Gabe. Does that matter to you? I don't know. I don't know. That's, when I listen to black folks from America and black folks from Africa talking sideways to one another, I just don't know how powerful this imagery would have been. An American black and an African black that just locking in to being black and respecting that. Just lock it in. We black, no matter where we from. We black. We black. Bro, I got you. Bro, I got you. Bro, I got you. Bro, I appreciate you. Bro, I love you. Bro, I love you too. That's crazy. Right there, right there. When did I say that comic book came out? Did you write the date down? I'm just asking, did you write the date down? Did you write the date down? That imagery right there could have been right there in Captain America, First Avenger. Now, I don't know if it mattered to you or not. This ain't about whether or not it mattered to me. This ain't about whether no, whether or not you care or not. It's all rhetorical. It's all rhetorical. This ain't whether. So when you put comments in here later on down the road or whatever, it ain't about what me. No, it's what matter to you. It is really what matters to you. We talk black representation. We do. Black imagery. We do. Black love, we do. And as of Saturday, black loyalty has been way up there as far as being like, well, what in the hell do we have really going on? Okay, well, these two brothers from two different places saw one another as brothers, treated one another as brothers, or we could say these two kings right here saw one another as kings, treated one another as kings, and rewarded one another as kings. And were willing to sacrifice themselves for one another as kings. We could say that. Kings, brothers. I don't think we could say they was acting like the N-word though. So what else about this story though? Oh, now I don't know if this matters to you either. I really don't. I don't know if this matters to you. But Cap just shows up, Peggy. She's showing the round shield and everything like that. Well, you remember that rectangular shield? The rectangular one, the one in the first movie. Yeah. Well, he was actually inspired to get that round shield from Azuri, because Azuri had a round shield. Yeah, he wasn't just walking around with his decapitators. That's what I'm gonna call them, the decapitators. He wasn't just walking around with decapitators. No, my dog, he jumped out of a whole plane, had a round shield and everything like that, had the Black Panther emblem logo on it and everything like that there. And Cap saw what he was doing, where he said, you know what? I'm picking up what you're putting down. I know what y'all saw in the cartoon, Avengers, the symbol. I know you saw it. I saw it. We all saw it. That's not it. That's not it. Now, the question is, as a black person, do you care? This ain't about me. This ain't about me. This ain't about me. When I say black imagery, black love, black representation, and black loyalty, I know what I mean when I say it. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm just asking questions. That's all. Or as Marshawn Lynch would say, I'm just here so I don't get fined. But spinning this story forward though, because we got Captain America, Winter Soldier. I'm spinning this story forward. I got Captain. Did y'all know that Gabriel Jones did y'all know that he was an executive officer with S.H.I.E.L.D.? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know Gabriel was an executive officer? That means he worked side by side with Nick Fury. Did y'all know that? So we could have got an aged up Derek Luke. That's a black job. We could have got an aged up Derek Luke in Winter Soldier. Anybody know who was over Winter Soldier? Anybody? Anybody know what executive was over Winter Soldier? I'm just asking. Just asking some questions. Everybody know what executive was over Winter Soldier? Like you'd like to have thought, because we could have had more than just Nick Fury. Like we ain't have to have Robert Redford in there like that. We did. Derek Luke could have came along for the ride. He could have, because he didn't actually work for S.H.I.E.L.D. He had. We should have seen Derek Luke quite a few more times. I'm being actually honest with you. I'm considering the position he held in this year. I don't know if we knew that. Did you know? Does it matter to you? Not to me. Does it matter to you? Would you have liked to have seen that? Could you imagine how that whole thing would have played out if we'd have got Samuel L. Jackson and Derek Luke and Captain America First Avenger, and then you bring them forward in Captain America Winter Soldier, and both of them recognize Bucky? Can you imagine the tension from that right there? They both recognize Bucky. Like, Bucky, wait, I thought Bucky. Could you imagine the tension, the type of writing that would have had. So you'd have had not only Steve, but you'd have had, because that would have definitely raised the attention to me. That, like, because you recognizing that that's the dude you used to kick the bobo with, and now he's trying to take you out. Oh man, that, could you imagine Samuel L. Jackson looking like Bucky? Then Derek Luke, and look, I'm just asking some questions. I don't work for Marvel. I do not work for Marvel. I don't work, but I just think that probably would have added some more tension to that second movie, to see them recognizing who Bucky was, because Bucky was part of the Howling Commandos in Captain America: The First Avenger. Y'all know that, right? Right. Y'all know that. All right. Well, staying right now with Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Well, when Sam was the Falcon, initially, he couldn't fly. Now, we ain't, I don't think nobody's impressed with Sam's ability to fight. But if I told you that Sam grew up in the rough side of Harlem, would that impress you more so? Like, would you think Sam was more capable of putting hands on somebody if I told you that he was born and raised in the rough side of Harlem? Would that be more impressive as opposed to me telling you he grew up in Louisiana? I'm just not saying that you can't know how to throw hands being from Louisiana. I'm just asking you, Black, what would make you lock in more so as Sam being able to hold his own in the fight? Stereotypically speaking, it is what it is. I ain't gonna do that. I like red Kool-Aid. Whether we talking strawberry or cherry. Anyway, which one you think would have made you feel some type of way? Him being said, hey, I grew up on the rough side of Harlem. Dad got deleted when I was young and everything like that. My brother was involved in the gang and everything like that. You'd have looked at Sam a whole lot differently, wouldn't you? You'd have looked at him completely differently. You would have. Like, oh, okay, all right. Okay, well, that's what that is. Sam grew up in Harlem. Sam grew up in Harlem, and Sam was putting hands on folks way before he could fly. Now, the damnedest thing is, the only reason why he can fly is because of T'Challa. Y'all see that second comic book I got in there? You see the second image? You see the second image? The ones, the Falcon. I'm saying, say Captain America and the Falcon, issue 170. I can't remember, volume 1. I think it came out in 1974. But yeah, way back then. Way back then. Sam was the Falcon already. He was already the Falcon. Yeah, he was already the Falcon. He couldn't fly. He was putting hands on folks though. he couldn't fly. He didn't need to. He's knocking folks out. Sam was like one hit quitting folks. Like yeah, that was Sam. You ain't never seen him get portrayed like that. Like, you ain't never seen Sam get portrayed as no tough guy. But yeah, Sam really not who you think that is. Like, you think he Mr. Nice and that. No. Sam grew up on the rough side of Harlem. You know what that is, just like I know what that is. You just ain't never seen that portrayed in the MCU. Portrayed as in you've never seen that image in the MCU. You've never seen that representation in the MCU. See where I'm going with that? You ain't never seen that type of Black loyalty. See, Sam is from Harlem. T'Challa is from Wakanda. Sam is from America. T'Challa is from Wakanda. You see how they go? See how they go? T'Challa, that's my brother. Sam, that's my brother. Well, it don't make no damn sense you being called the Falcon and you can't fly. Don't make no damn sense. Let me take care of that real quick. You know how T'Challa is portrayed in the MCU and how that synergy floats over, wants to find itself off in the comics and everything like that. Well, how do you feel about T'Challa? Or how would you have felt about T'Challa? How would you feel about T'Challa knowing that T'Challa specifically individually is responsible for Sam flying. Go all the way back to Captain America Winter Soldier. At that time, there were only 2 people flying around, right? That would have been Tony Stark and James Rhodes. Where here comes this other dude using his brain, and he adds a 3rd person to that mix. So now you got 3 people flying, right? Tony would have been responsible for him and James. And we all know how we feel about Tony's IQ, right? Feel pretty good. We think Tony's smart. You feel that type of way about T'Challa? That's a rhetorical question. That ain't got nothing to do with me. This whole video is rhetorical. It ain't got nothing. I want to stress that. It ain't, because I know how I feel, but this ain't about how I feel. I know how I feel based on the information that I have. What I'm doing is sharing. If you know me, grow me, sharing is caring. Speaking of which, if you like the video, hit that like button. Before you forget, because we do that sometimes. We're not perfect. Go ahead and hit the share button if you don't mind, please and thank you. Because we trying to run all the way to 1,300. We're trying to run all the way to 1,300. And I believe if you speak it, work plus faith, faith plus work, I believe you put the work in. So we're running to 1,300. So go ahead and do that and everything like that. So, and hit the subscribe button if you don't mind. If you don't mind, you don't have to. You don't. It's a free world. But if you like it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So anyway, so how would you feel if you knew T'Challa was individually responsible for Sam flying when Sam could not fly before? I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. How would you feel if you knew Sam was about that life way before he linked up with Steve? Like, he still could have been who he was in the military, right? We just didn't need to make him from Louisiana. We could have made him from Harlem, right? And we didn't have to make him a paratrooper. He easily could have been what? Special forces, right? Recon, right? Ranger, Green Beret, right? He didn't have to beat it. He didn't have to be a paratrooper, right? He didn't. No, he could have been one of them things where, you know, off the rip, soon as he meet, who'd you work with? Oh, I was with Navy Recon, Army Ranger. Steve would have looked at him like, oh, you don't mind, do you? You don't. Now you as a civilian, you or as a veteran or as a active duty member of the military, you sitting there like, oh, okay, Sam a badass then. Sam a badass. So you looking at him and Brock Rumlow, that fight going a whole lot different. You like, oh, no. Sam should have, no. Special forces? Oh yeah, Sam about that life. You looking at Sam a whole lot differently, ain't you? As you should be. As you should be. How you feeling about T'Challa right now? I'm just asking a question. How you feeling about T'Challa right now? How you feel about, and you know, the damnest thing, you know how folks keep saying Sam ain't got no special abilities? That's not true. Say what, Theo? That's not true. And it's the reason why we've been seeing it lately. That ain't true. Sam does have an offensive capability. He does. You like, Theo, stop lying. No, I'm not. No. I might be mistaken at times, but I ain't gonna go out my way. I'm not gonna lie to you. That ain't what we finna do. I like my reputation too much. No, Sam does have that telepathic, empathic link with birds. It's still active. Damnest thing. You ain't seen that in the MCU, have you? You ain't seen Sam calling out one damn bird. Remember when Bucky kicked his butt off the helicarrier? Yeah, my dog should have been covered. He shouldn't have necessarily needed to pull a chute. But question, now that we talking about the fact that Sam pulled the chute, well, if Sam had a chute in the Falcon harness, how come James didn't have a shoe in his armor in Captain America Civil War. Never mind, that's not the question that we asking. I didn't even know I was gonna go get that far. Like, damn, that don't make no damn sense, because I really don't think we sitting up here looking as the Falcon harness as being advanced as the suit of armor. But I never mind. You know, hey, it is what it is. I don't know, because I damn sure think Spider. Never mind. Anyway, back to what we was talking about. You don't see that? It's me. I'm being petty. Because if I'm making too much of something, I'm making too much of something. Just let me know. But you wouldn't feel no type of way. Like, whatever your opinions, your views are, they wouldn't have been altered if you'd have seen that play out like that. I'm just asking questions. Okay, well, let's go ahead and go to that third comic. You see that third comic that I got right there? Yeah, that would be, I think that would be issue 6, volume 2. Captain America and the Falcon. Yeah, Sam Harness actually gets destroyed. Sure does. It gets destroyed in issue 2. And guess what Sam doing? Sam on the rooftops with Steve, black leather jacket, 9mm. Sam putting hands on folks. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, he don't mind. Like, I know we think no, Sam is really about that life. You just ain't never seen it. You just ain't never seen it. Well, anyway, because I'm looking at two things. I said how who gave Sam his wings? Like, I don't know if that mattered to you. I don't know if that mattered to you. It's a rhetorical question. But in that issue, Sam's Falcon harness is destroyed. T'Challa gives Sam his Falcon harness. Like, it's T'Challa. It ain't Wakanda. It ain't the Wakanda Science Institute. It ain't the Wakanda Institute of Scientific Affairs. It ain't Shuri. It ain't nobody else. It ain't nobody. It ain't nobody. Don't look for nobody else. It ain't nobody else. It's T'Challa. That's who credited with it. It's T'Challa. So I'm trying to figure out, because I could be slow. Because who we said gave him his vibranium wings. Mind you, somebody got to tell me how much sense it makes for a nation to give you a weapon that could possibly be used against them at a later point, should you choose to do so. Because last I checked, Wakanda and America are not allies. They're not adversaries, but they're not allies. They're not. And vibranium is their most precious resource. So not only did M'Baku, who does not believe in technology, he just does not. He don't. Not only has he signed off on America getting vibranium once, he's done it twice in M'Baku. The king of the Jabaris. Him. Because anything walking out of Wakanda, he got to say, he didn't did that. That ain't what this video about, though. I don't want to get that. I don't want to get distracted. That ain't what this video about. This video is about the person that's responsible for Sam being able to fly, first and foremost. Later on, having an advanced capability of being able to fly. Yeah, because T'Challa is the reason why Sam had a vibranium weave costume. He didn't have vibranium nothing when he first got his set of wings. He did not. It was made out of titanium. T'Challa put that together. The second time around, them wings still not vibranium. It's the suit that's vibranium. The wings, they can expand up to 50 feet based on a solid, light construction that only T'Challa put together. That's now, I don't know about you, but you see he got the mechanical wings. I don't know which one would look more impressive to you. I don't know, because he can do different things with them. He can do different things with them wings that he got. I know we trying to ground stuff in practicality, but I don't know which version of Sam you want. I don't know. I don't know which version of Sam you'll accept. Gray said it himself. You know, representation. You get the representation you settle for. So I don't know. I just know that Sam ain't flying without T'Challa. And I heard quite a few people complain about T'Challa not getting his props for being a scientific genius. Well, if that's what we're doing, he would have been the second person responsible for somebody flying in the MCU. He would have been. And I don't know how many people would have thought that was impressive, but hey, it would have been James, Tony, and Sam. And T'Challa would have been responsible for Sam flying. Then we sit around, okay, we were finna update Sam wings. It was T'Challa. But it was a solid light ray harness. It wasn't no vibranium wings. He didn't do that. No, you got a suit low-key similar to mine, but I ain't got you walking around here out here like this, which makes sense, because why would I give you a set of vibranium wings? They don't, it's a precious resource. We're not doing that. And if you look at the comics, Sam's still flying around with the same set of damn wings. Now, whether or not the suit he got on right now is currently constructed of the same vibranium weave, considering it's got a star on it, the stars and stripes, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm just asking, does any of this make any difference to you? Because you getting ready to see Sam do some stuff that if he gonna do it, you wouldn't change. It wouldn't if he finna do it, right? He finna do it. It don't matter to you who's responsible for him doing it. We just finna say Wakanda gave it to him. I'm gonna catch up with these notes. I'm gonna catch up with these notes. I'm gonna catch up with these notes. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna catch up with these notes. I'm gonna get all the way back on up here. We got Groovy Feed Juju in the building. Absolutely. Diabolical Nerd. What's going on? I'm just asking, does it matter? It ain't necessarily whether or not it matter to me or not. I got my answer. Mr. Ray Smith in the building. What's going on? That's my elder. That's the elder. Told y'all, gonna be here tomorrow. We're gonna make it do what it's gonna do. T Virus, what's going on? Yeah, man, come on, man. I know you. What's going on? Absolutely. T Virus always in the building. The 2016 camp was trash. I really hope the MCU does a better job with his movie. It would be a glow up. Having Steve Rogers will always be my cap. But you know what? First and foremost, I have my own feelings in regards to Cap 4 movie. You are definitely entitled to yours. In regards to Steve Rogers, I think it's safe to say, Sam Wilson, the people that feel like Steve Rogers will always be their Cap are the same people. Well, no, let me rephrase that, because them people are something else. Let me rephrase that. The same people who feel that Sam Wilson will always be their Falcon, I'll say that, are the same people that feel like Steve will always be their Cap. That's what I say. I say it like that. I wouldn't worry about that since put that. T-Virus, Rogers is yeah, absolutely. That's how I look at Howard Stark assembled the Avengers before they got their name. Like I said, I ain't watched that episode. I ain't watched the series. This was news to me. I was looking for some stuff, and I was like, oh, so that's how you got the vibranium. To be fair, Theo, I think Agent Tech got much better in the near decade between those Captain America and Captain Marvel. That said, you could always cast a younger actor. Because hey, I'm just, I'm just here so I don't get fined. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here so I don't get fined. I like the idea of being able to watch this. If it was about, because see, now see, this is when you can say I'm being petty. If I'm the black executive associated with those projects, attached to those projects. And my whole mindset is diversity. Or at least that's why I've been hired, right? Those opportunities were there on the table. It was up to me to make them happen or not. It was up to me to make a way for them to happen. You finna tell me I know more than he did? You finna tell me I know more than he does? Or are you finna tell me I care more than he does? Because if it's about representation, it's about imagery, right? Well, that's right there. You had it. You know how we went so big to do that for the Eternals movie? We want to make sure we had representation. You know how we trying to make sure we did that thing for the whole Captain Marvel movie. That's why we flipped some stuff. You know, that's why we did the whole thing when we finally got the Spider-Man IP. We changed some stuff. You know, that's why we did some stuff when we did Black Panther 2. We changed Namor to more. You know, it's the reason why we cast in Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, because we want to do some different stuff. It's the reason why we consider having a female Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four as opposed to Nora Rad, because we want to do some stuff. Well, there was an opportunity right there in Captain America, the first Avenger, to do some stuff. You wouldn't have to change nothing. That story was right there. You wouldn't have felt it. See, this one I gotta ask. Because it ain't about the process. Whether or not the process was good, whether or not the process was great, whether the process was even possible. It ain't about that. The question is, how would you have felt if you, as a Black person, representation, imagery, love, loyalty. The question is, how would you have felt as a Black person if you'd have seen it? Would that make you feel differently than you do now? Yeah, I did. That's what I'm asking. It's a rhetorical question. It's a rhetorical question. It completely is. Thus, there is no right or wrong answer. It is. That origin is more Cap than America. I did. You would have thought Shield would have known about it. What's going on, Benjamin? What's going on? We in here. What's going on? Welcome to the chat. What's going on? Professor Film, what's going on? Professor Film that pulled up in here. What is going on? Don't think Mac has ever given me street tough. He could, that would have been a prime opportunity. Like, I ain't gonna see it till I see it. I gotta see it. And I think the only place I've ever seen it was in a movie with him and I got to go back and watch it. Him and Damson Idris, you know what I'm saying, when he was a cyborg or something like that. But I ain't gonna see it till I see it. And I got to get enough of it. Like, here we go. Anthony Mackie is bigger than what's my brother name? And I absolutely love him as an actor. Jason Statham. Anthony Mackie is physically more imposing than Jason Statham. That just is what that is. It just is what that is. But Jason Statham has a reputation, whether it's true or not, he will put hands on you. All right, cool. And I'm just going to tell you how stuff can happen to make you transformative as an actor. And I'm going to give you two instances. Y'all going to laugh. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Bill and Ted, the excellent adventures of Bill and Ted. I'm going somewhere with this one. You not telling me the dude that I saw at Fast Times at Ridgemont High and the excellent adventures of Bill and Ted is the same damn dude that I got in the Matrix and what the dude named John Wick. That ain't the same damn dude. That is not the same damn dude. Now, you got to be old enough to know that, though. You might just be old enough to be like, oh no, no, the hell he ain't. When ain't nobody from my generation thought 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 Keanu Reeves was gonna ever be Mr. Whoop Ass. No, we did not. We didn't. We did. That came out of left field. That we saw, we low key understood Denzel Washington, even coming from St. Elsewhere. He was that doctor that just wasn't gonna take no trash. So when you see him in movies not taking no trash or whooping ass, you low key see that coming. You think I'm lying? Go back and watch Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You expect Forrest Whitaker to be putting hands on people based on the role he played in that movie before you think twice about Keanu Reeves putting up this Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Anyway, so I don't want to say he couldn't do it. I probably needed to see it enough times, you know, maybe with a nice fight choreographer. And here we go. Prime example, Charlie Cox. Anthony Mackie is he's more physically imposing than Charlie Cox. Who you looking at that can whoop ass? Charlie Cox. And Charlie just got here. Here we go. The dude that played the Punisher, we the same height. I'm not the same height as Anthony Mackie. I'm not. But me and that dude the same height. Now, because of the roles he's been cast in throughout his career in Hollywood, how you feeling about him? He can whoop ass. I just need to see some more of it. That's all. I ain't saying it can't be done. Mackie don't play Sam like a Louisiana boy. He more like something. I'm not gonna keep going. Match that like Sam give me 505 like a narcotics officer trying to blend in with the cats on the street. He awkward. What he means is this: when he says Sam is awkward, remember when Sam went to Madripoor, Falcon and the Winter Soldier? That shouldn't have been no problem. Y'all like, Theo, what? No. When we looked at Sam going to Madripoor, those of us that's old enough, we say, oh, this as much as we gonna get with Snap Wilson, huh? It's the closest we gonna get, huh? You ain't gonna give it to us? Okay, all right. I guess we gotta take what we can get. Sam don't got hand. He couldn't even beat Batroc the Leaper in his own Disney Plus series. See? He don't have hands in the MCU. And that's my point. But if you'd have got what the comics gave you, he was raised up in Harlem. You looking for that to go a little bit differently, though, ain't you? Because at the end of the day, you know what Sam would be? A street fighter. At the end of the day, Sam would be a street fighter. You ain't nothing about what you got in the MCU told you nothing about Sam doing. No. You don't even think Sam took self-defense class. Like, considering Sam was a paratrooper, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it like this: considering all the training he went through to be a paratrooper, none of that comes across on screen. Everybody that's prior, active duty, been in that role, a role similar to that, they know. He ain't do nothing to give you the opinion. You're not running up on no paratrooper. Let me just say that. Let me just say that. Oh, and they forget he can. That's still an active power set. So when folks say Sam ain't got no special ability, Sam needs some superhuman abilities, Sam needs something, it's right there. It's right there. Now, how would you feel if he could do it, though? Because like I said, when Bucky kicked him off that helicarrier, he ain't necessarily have to pull out no parachute. Matter of fact, truth be told, considering what Sam capable of, that fight with Bucky should have went a whole lot differently. Because we need to know that there's a phobia of birds. It's quite a few people that's got a phobia of birds, and Sam got that at his beck and call at the drop of a dime. So I did. Fight should have went differently. I'm just come now. The greatest power is heart, and that ain't what this about. That I ain't ask you what I ain't ask you what the greatest power. I said, how would you have felt? We're not twisting. We're not twisting the narrative. I'm keeping it right there. I said, how would you feel? And I ain't even finna be distracted. Not today. Not today. Tony gave Rhodey the leftover. And Tony's first suit didn't have a parachute. He almost died because can you imagine Sam Powers in the MCU? That's a bunch. I'm just saying. Sam hasn't beat any worthy yet. We shouldn't have to wait 10 years to see. I'm just saying. How would you feel though? Like if he was doing, if these essentially what I'm asking you, when it comes to imagery, we talk about it. When we talk about how we feel about these characters and everything like that, well, that's because of their imagery. That's because of their representation, right? I'm asking you based on the information at hand that I'm presenting tonight, would that alter how you feel about the characters? You know, not whether or not they can put hands on somebody, not whether or not they haven't put hands on somebody. Nah, your perception of these characters. If these characters were doing what they were supposed to do, as opposed to what you've seen them do, how would you feel about them? That's the question. Ain't no way M'Baku authorizing no suit. He ain't at all. He ain't at all. Sam was messing Thanos' army up in Wakanda. He was. He absolutely was. So that would coincide with some special training from somewhere down the back. You notice he pulled out too many submachine guns in Wakanda. Now, why do I bring the fact up that he pulled out too many submachine guns in Wakanda? Well, what do we think part of his training would have been as a paratrooper? Now, he's a paratrooper. I'm going to say it one more time. Sam is a paratrooper. Sam served in the United States Army. Is there anything about Sam, the way they're portraying him, gives you the impression that he would take somebody's life? Sam works special forces. I'm just telling you that so you know. Paratrooper, that's special forces. Is there anything about the way Sam was represented in the MCU that gave you the impression he would take a life? Because if you didn't get that impression, then you got the wrong impression. And if you got the wrong impression, you need to ask yourself why. Now, don't stop there. Ask yourself this question. If Sam gets portrayed like that, right, do you look at him differently? I'm just asking him. I'm just asking questions. I can't wait for Sam to return. Listen, I mean, yes, but I don't really award points for heroes beating up Moot at William Morlock. You can only lose street credit against no names, not gain it. I didn't understand that, and I'm not. I don't necessarily, because when I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Correct me. Does Sam even have his own comic as Falcon? He got his own comic as Captain America. Right now, no, he has no. He has an MCU Synergy miniseries fighting a Red Hulk. Yep, that's what he has. That's what he has. Indeed. Marvel made sure to mention if something is made by Stark or somebody, but couldn't do it for T'Challa. How many times you seen that play out in the MCU? At least twice. At least twice. And I ain't even talking about T'Challa updating his own costume. You got that at least twice. You got that. You got that at least twice. At least. The Falcon has a comic. The Outriders are formidable enough for Thanos to use them. Heroes who fight them should get points. Regular heroes couldn't fight them. Exactly. You right. Steve is my cap. Sam is my falcon. Oh my God, I just found you randomly. I'm very happy. What's going on, Miss Vicky? What's going on? Thank you so much for pulling up. Thank you so much. If you like it, let you hey, just hit the like button. Let me know and everything. Like, we gotta talk to YouTube. YouTube. We gotta talk. I'm feeling like Tevin Campbell. Can we talk? We're gonna have to talk. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Thomas. Thank you so much for putting up. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. No T'Challa, no ticket, not watching Cat 4. Welcome, Vicky. Yeah, y'all, yeah, give it big ups and everything like that. Welcome to the chat. Absolutely. Black Professor Film. Let me keep going. I feel you, bro. Mackie isn't even convinced in Twisted Metal. I did not see that. I wasn't a fan of the video game, so I was not pressed to go see the movie. That had nothing to do with whether or not he was in it. So I don't want nobody thinking like that. I wasn't a fan of the video game. So, but Sam loves gumbo though. Wait, you ready? I don't necessarily know if you got to be from New Orleans to love gumbo though. I don't know because you dead bad to head now. I don't know. I don't know if that's got. I don't know if you got to be from there now, because that I ain't from New Orleans, but some good gumbo, Lord Jesus, because I think you know. Well, you know what? I ain't even gonna say that. I ain't even gonna say that because my taste buds might not be where they need to be to be able to tell the difference between some good gumbo and some great gumbo. So I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna. Because I ain't from Louisiana. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. What's going on? He played a good street tough dude. The hate you give and the inevitable defeat of Mr. and Pete. But deep down, we know. You're going to take me to 8 Mile with that one. Because we know Clarence lived with both parents, and Clarence's parents had a real good marriage. Oh man, you wrong for that one. You wrong for that one, student. Finn Jones need to get his weight up because everybody was bodying man. You know what? I don't even have any words for that show. I wanted it to succeed so bad, only for it to do. I want to say that was my first disappointment with a Netflix project. That's a Netflix MCU. That hurt so bad. I was so disappointed. What's going on? Comic saying beat U.S. agent in a tunnel using eyes to see. Also, he trains with Steve. Yeah, you ain't getting none of that, did you? You don't see Sam looking like he finna do nothing with the Avengers till, if I'm not mistaken, the end of what was it? Captain America. Nah. I want to make sure I say this right. Avengers: Age of Ultron. That little end credit scene when Sam sitting at the Avengers. Now you'd have thought I thought he had got something. I thought when they came, Avengers Infinity War, he pulled up on Proximate Midnight and her husband, and him, Natalia, Steve, came in there, did the little flip. I said, okay, all right, now y'all. I wasn't even checking for Sam. I wasn't even checking for Natasha. I wasn't checking for Steve. We know they can fight. They got history, putting hands on folks. When Sam came in there and drop kicked Buddy across the room, I said, okay. That's what I'm talking about. Sam, and I said it to myself. This is what I rationalized. That scene makes sense. A lot of folks, and I'm not gonna say a lot of folks, some folks were like, well, Steve is basically superhuman strength, whatever. But he's not on the level of Proximate Midnight and her husband. Natalie, she's just a regular human. What's going on here? Then Sam, and I said to myself, yeah, but neither one of these versions of these characters have an issue with deleting folks. They're never coming up because they're all prior service. Steve, prior service, right. Okay, Natalie was a member of the Black Widow program, right. Okay, well, I keep saying Sam is special forces. I'm saying that for a reason. for folks to lock in. Well, all three of them are about deleting folks. So when they pull up on them, they're not taking them for granted. They're not pulling no punches. Their thing is to get you, ghosts. Those aliens, they wasn't ready for that. They were like, whoa, you coming, y'all superheroes, y'all supposed to stay. Oh, no, no, no. We are, but we the wrong. And they were supposed to be, watch this, the secret Avengers. You know, that unit that was gonna handle stuff nobody else wanted to get involved in. Okay, well, yeah. So I'm thinking we finna get some advancement with Sam, only for me to sit back and get this whole. Never mind. Sam fights in the MCU like how the right wing stereotypes modern day military. I don't do that. And the reason why, here's where I'm at. As I said before, there is no left or right. There's up and down. If someone has convinced you that there's a left and a right, you've already lost. That's not how our society is operating. It's operating up and down, as in the haves and the have-nots. The haves go above and beyond to keep the have-nots spread out, fighting over stuff that does nothing to advance them. Spreading you out from the left to the right, from the north to the south. What they are not doing is vertical. You're not getting that. William, we don't speak on Finn. Terrible miscast. Sam could have called a plethora of birds to attack Bucky. And I ain't saying I'm extra learning. I'm a DC girl, though my brothers taught me about all types. The only girl in the family is helpful. Oh yeah, listen, we talk DC over here and everything like that. At some point we're going to get to reviewing the latest. We're going to Black Lightning run that's out right now and everything like that. We got Black Lightning issues 1 and 2 we got to cover. I have covered Storm issues 1 through 3. And I think I did a view discussion on issue 4 of Storm and everything like that. So let me see. We got Shadow Cabinet over here and everything like that. So yeah, we keep up with DC characters. So anything you want me to cover DC characterized, just let a brother know and everything. I'll be more than happy to do so. Absolutely more than happy to do so. I mean, Letitia is fine if you want a comment relief. But surely she ain't, and Wright didn't put in no work to look the part. I ain't have no response. I ain't have no response. What's going on, Big Gray? What's going on? The man of the streets, Gray, is in the building. You know, student, again, you make a good point. Maybe that is my issue with Mac. I always, which, like I said, I can't say he can't do it. We've seen actors, at least I have. I've seen actors where they come in one way, and if you ain't never seen them that other way, you would swear up and down that's all they do. No. What we got going? I want to make sure I'm being Miss Vicky. Yeah, come on in, Miss Vicky. Come on in. We right here. We keep the party rolling, Miss Vicky. Come on in. Yeah. Keep it. Come on. Wait, let me get down here and everything like that. There we go. Miss Vicky just became a member of the Rock With Me Nation. Thank you so much, Miss Vicky. Thank you so much. Yeah, y'all welcome that young lady in. That queen. Y'all remember the song? I remember the song by DeBarge. Remember the song? If you're not old enough, I get it. Let me see. She's the queen of my heart. She plays a very great part in me. Man, listen, y'all, if y'all don't know nothing about no DeBarge and everything like that, y'all go ahead and Google y'all some DeBarge and that's good singing back in the day. El DeBarge, Bunny DeBarge, and everything like that. I'm just saying, thank you so much, though. Thank you so much, Miss Thomas. We in here. Let me get on back. Let me see. Actually, you know who really comes across as Clarence? I'm not doing that. Sam Sparta kicked though. Yeah, it's Sam. He did. Sam came in there like, what? I said, oh Lord. I said, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. I've been waiting on. When you take into consideration that scene, and mind you, I really want to say Sam was his most lethal. They only really gave us one shot. He took old boy down, the big giant with his wings and everything like that. In the Avengers Endgame. But in Infinity War, you saw Sam about that life. Sam came in, he kicked old boy across the room. They letting it be known, I'm about that life. Then when you move the scene to Wakanda, Sam flying around and everything like that, it's like we were talking last night, like the last thing you want is from somebody that's airborne to be capable of scraping you from a distance. You don't want that. Now, mind you, if we're just sitting up here thinking, okay, well, Sam just had regular rounds in his submachine guns. Okay, well, why not replace those regular rounds with special rounds and keep him where we at? So are we finna sit up here and say, well, we were opposed to Sam having submachine guns. We didn't like the way that looked. We didn't like that image. Okay, well, you got Joaquin Torres finna shoot projectiles out of wrist blasters. That nobody thought of that. Nobody thought of that. As many people, we got people in the MCU at this time. We got folks in the MCU at this time casting spells, hurling shields, projecting rays out of their forehead, shooting repulsor rays out of their hands. And you mean to tell, and mind you, Bucky we don't have a problem showing Bucky popping rounds down range. We don't. So you mean to tell me at no point in time did we say to ourselves, hey, oh, there we go. I thought we lost for a second. They came and got me. The guy was about to go change up some stuff. But no, we don't. I must have been telling the truth. Anyway, that's sending the wrong message. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. That's sending the wrong message. You don't want the brother doing that. I get it. What's wrong with some wrist gauntlets? He got them, don't he? They don't do nothing. What they there for? Just for readouts and everything like that? They don't do nothing else? Why not? Spider-Man got wrist gauntlets to do damn near everything. He got wrist gauntlets. So you mean to tell me Tony ain't looking out for my dog? Why not? He looked out for Peter. Ain't Sam part of it? Sam part of the Avengers right now? So Tony ain't upgraded my dog? No. He mad because Sam was with Chose Steve? So he ain't upgrade Sam before then? I'll just ask a question. I'll just ask a question. I'm just here so I don't get fined. That's all I'm here for. You would think the way they pushing Sam as Cap, they would give him wrist blasters. I would have thought. Sometimes they didn't want actors to grow, bro, especially actors of color. I said what I said. You're not wrong, but you know what we said, Miss Thomas? You're absolutely right. We used to joke and laugh over here on the channel about setting up a call center. 1-800-BLACK-HERO. That's 1-800-BLACK-HERO. It would have been a call center dedicated to educating Black actors and their agents, friends, family members on the roles out there for Black actors. Because we are the mindset they don't know, i.e. Yahia Abdul-Mateen talking about, I want to be Simon Williams. You don't want to be Adam Brashear? Because I don't know who's checking for you to be Simon Williams. I don't know who's checking for Simon Williams, but we damn sure checking for Adam Brashear. You don't want to be him? You ain't want to go in and put your foot down and say, let me be King T'Challa? You ain't want to do that? Sion, T'Chaka, Mteli, Bashinga. Here we go. Damn it. Azuli. Like we could have, there were so many roles. Bill Foster. You ain't want to do none of that. Brother Voodoo. Like what we doing? Like nobody want to see you as Simon Williams, dude. No. First, don't nobody give two damns about Simon Williams. And that's safe to say don't nobody give, but hey, I don't think, if the studio don't know, I think we need to provide a way for Black actors to know, because I'm tired of my brothers and sisters out there taking on nonsense role. But you, you said what you said, and you know, hey, I can't really say you said nothing wrong. That's what I'm saying. You would think the way they, let me keep up with these notes. Yes, my God, they know, they just don't care. You know what? And once again, I can't say you wrong. And the reason for that, if I just look back at what just occurred this past Saturday night, I'm like, no, you knew before you did it. All y'all did. Y'all knew. Y'all just didn't care. Now, here we go. In this particular instance, some would be of the mindset to say somebody didn't care. But why do I say that? Well, somebody went and did an interview with somebody, and they made some erroneous comments in regards to their desire to be the Black Panther. They made an erroneous comment in regard to that. They also were not asked how they felt about the recast taking place in their own movie, even though they were acknowledged as the new Captain America. And I just found all that to be somewhat disingenuous. But when I look at my interactions with certain folks that are up there, or if I just sit back and see how folks that are up there, and when I say folks, I'm not talking about anybody else except us. I'm confused by how we move. I told my wife today, and my brother Daryl would get this, and then anybody that's prior service, anybody that's active duty, anybody that's played sports, you would get this. I can't necessarily say for the civilian world, because I worked both, and the thing is, there's a different set of expectations. You can't be wrong in the military. There's repercussions and consequences to that. You got to know what you're doing. You can't just go out there and willfully spread misinformation. That's not what we're doing. Like you can't do that. You cannot do that. You can't. There's somebody gonna get hurt. That you can't do that. Same thing if you play sports. You gotta know what you're doing. There's no room for you not knowing what you're doing in sports. The only way you can get by that in sports is if you're incredibly gifted, talented, physically. You can get away with it. But if you're not talented like that, oh no, you better know what the hell you're doing. You better know what you're doing. You better know what the person next to you doing on both sides. You better know what the person in front of you doing. You better know what the person behind you doing. There's no room for error, none whatsoever. It's not like that in the entertainment industry. It's not even like that on this level. You don't have to know what you're talking about. You just have to sound like it. And I'm still wrestling with that, grappling with that, because as I said to my wife today, if I gave a test, multiple choice, or it could be fill in the blank. If I gave a test today, 10 questions, a 10-question exam, and it would be aimed at all Black Panther fans, and I just gave a test with 10 random questions, I believe the majority of people would fail it. And I'm not saying that lightly. I'm saying that as somebody who, and like I said, those that have been members of the military, active duty, retired, you know what I'm saying. When we had Inspector General inspections, the IG is pulling up, and you got to step out on that parade deck, and you got to be in your uniform, and that uniform better be crispy. There is no room for error. That uniform better be crispy. Your haircut better be crispy. Your shoes better be crispy. And your knowledge, you don't know what they getting ready to ask you. You better be prepared. They can come ask you any. You sitting up there you standing at the position of attention. They come in front of you and look at your uniform. You hoping that's all they do. Just look at your uniform and walk away. You hoping that's all they do. Oh, here we go. Who can relate to this? Anybody that's a member of a fraternity or sorority. Y'all can relate to this too. Anybody that's a member of a sorority or fraternity. Because how many random questions you had to answer? Y'all like, Theo, how you know? Don't. Ask me no questions, I tell you no lies. But no, you gotta know. Okay, well, it's quite a few of us out here in this industry. We don't know. We don't know. We don't care to know. We ain't trying to know because there's no need for us to know by and large. There's no need for us to know. I sit up here, I was telling Mr. Smith, I cannot make this up. As many content providers that are out there that are Black Panther fans, there really shouldn't be that much misinformation out there regarding this character. You see what you need me to say that again? As many as there are Black Panther content creators out there, blurs, if you will, there's no reason why there's so much misinformation out there in regards to this character and or the characters of Wakanda or any Black character for that matter. But I hear so many folks saying so many things that are incorrect about the characters that they call themselves to be fans of, whether they be comedians, whether they be politicians, whether they be journalists, whether they be sports reporters, whether they be, it's so much that whether they be content providers, whether they be, when I say content provider, I'm talking about whether they be content providers that are comic book reviewers. It don't make no damn sense. And that's why we see the stuff that we see. It fall in line. If you don't know no better, and I'm not going to hire anybody that know any better, think about where I'm going with this one. If you don't know any better, the target audience, and I'm not going to hire anybody that does know any better, then how will you know any better? You don't know any better, and I'm not going to tell you any better. How are you supposed to know? What should make you want to know? I would have thought the interest generated from the movie would make folks want to know to the comic book store. But what we get is, I don't want to go back. I want to read what's current and stay right there and go forward. I don't want to go back. And when I look at the inaccuracies that they were able to slide to us, starting all the way from Captain America, the first adventure, because that's literally when it started. If you want to think about it, you're like, damn, yeah, because there really should have been Derek, Luke, Gabe having an interaction with Azuri. You didn't get that. You can give all the excuses you want to, but as a Black person, it ain't about the excuses you're going to offer. It ain't about the excuses you're going to accept. The question is whether or not that would have made you look at them characters different. That's the question. There's no reason why Nick Fury did not show up in Captain America, the First Avenger. There's none. Well, hell, if we could get him to show up as a young Nick Fury in Captain Marvel, why we couldn't get him to show up as a young Nick Fury in Captain America, the First Avenger? He was actually younger then. Physically speaking, he was. You'd have got to see him be physically active, and he's not asking that question. How is it that I've been in the MCU this long as Nick Fury and I've never been to Wakanda? He would never have to ask that question again. Who was over that movie? Who was over that movie? I'm asking a rhetorical question. It ain't for me to answer. I know who was assigned to that project, but that didn't happen. Okay, well, what happened to T'Challa's representation in Captain America, Winter Soldier? What about Sam's representation in Captain America, Winter Soldier? Would you feel differently if them things play out the way they're supposed to? Sam is from Harlem. Sam grew up in the rough side of Harlem. Sam's father was deleted. Sam's brother was in the game. Would you have felt differently about them? Would you look at Sam differently then, knowing that Sam could throw hands well before he met Steve? That's all I'm asking. And not a matter of whether or not it's possible. The question is whether or not you would have felt differently. Would you view T'Challa differently if you know that the only reason why Sam flying around right now is because of T'Challa? Not because of Wakanda, not because of anybody else, but because of him. Would you have felt differently in how you viewed them characters? That's rhetorical questions. Rhetorical questions, complete. My Sigma brother is also engineered, and they're always only black people, and so it's a lot like I can't. Right. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's how you get down. My brother is a Sigma, the husband engineer. He's always the only black man in the office on the scene. Some are given the appearance of being fans, hence the misinformation. Yep. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. You know what? I really want to tell you, I've been known that. I was this age when I realized that, because I was like, for instance, a few days ago, if you look at my earlier videos, videos I posted a few days ago, I was wearing a chain around my neck to signify where we was at mentally. And I'm like, I'm not going to take the chain off until we clear it. Because I love us. I feel like we can move forward. I'm going to take the chain off when I feel like we move. I looked at what happened on Saturday. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take this chain on off, because I'm not going to know. Because I never take the chain off as long as we doing stuff like that. I still had this chain on. I can't do that. I can't do that. But no, you right. You can't make them drink it. And Gene, then you cannot get a long career like that at sports. See Zion with at all. I don't even think Marvel care about Blue Mark. Bruh, Jamel did not push back at all. At all. Good on IO from the Bear for not settling on the role of Val's assistant. More black actors need to follow her example. Absolutely. If you remember, if you go back to it, E40 style, everybody got choices. They chose poor. Yeah, they chose poorly. Remember when we go back to even if we go back to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Does Lamar Hoskins' character get deleted if Claire Bonet knows that character story? Like, does he read that script knowing what that character has done in the comics? Does he read that script and say, okay, yeah, that's what it is? Does he sign off on that script knowing it was John Walker's family that got deleted, that was the call for John Walker to action, as opposed to the character he portrayed? Does he sign that contract? If he knows that he's playing a sergeant major and understands the significance of a sergeant major in the military, does he play that character like that? Now, mind you, once again, there was somebody there that was supposed to know better. It's the same person that's always supposed to be knowing better, but they just didn't do better. So it's one of the things where, to your point, Ms. Thomas, is like, do they know or do they not care? Because I'm like, one, that's extra money. That's extra money. And actually, your character, we should still see your character right now in this latest Captain America movie. Like, your character should be around in Captain America. It would make sense for your character to be around in Captain America 4, as opposed to your character showing up in the Thunderbolts. It makes absolute sense for your character to be showing up in Captain America 4 and John Walker's character to be showing up in the Thunderbolts, because y'all not kicking the bobo. You know something wrong with John. But what would the actor have made a different choice? Diabolical has any black character had a good outcome in MCU? I believe his character could have had a bigger role. I'm just asking. I'm just asking a question. MCU track record as if you're black, you're a sidekick, side character, missing in action, or sent to the upper room. You're wrong for that one. You're wrong for that one. So yeah, I'm just listen, I'm just asking a question. You know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Nick Fury pissed my whole family out. I did. That's why I said the opportunity was there. But now it's gonna be easy for me to just give you anything because you already know I don't know the story, right? And if you don't know the story, you ain't looking for the story. That's what you don't know the story, you ain't looking for the story. Well, I know the story. It's quite a few of us that do know the story. Well, now that we've told you the story on the video, does that alter any perceptions you may have of these characters as they currently stand? Because these characters ain't have to be like that. These characters did not have to be like that. You could have seen when we talk black representation, black imagery, black love, black loyalty. Good God Almighty, Jesus! I had no idea what he had said. It's there. You just somebody just ain't gave it to you. I don't know what to tell us. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm at a loss. Battlestar hit still has me high. Listen, you need to know. You need to know as a Marine, when I think about the depths to which they went to and like Theo, first of all, when you know the comics, like they say in church, you know, read it for yourself. But when you know the comics, you actually know who Lamar Hoskins is. And you actually know his relationship to John Walker. They were in the army together. That's all that was. They were in the army together. That's cool. Okay. Well, it started off with 4 of them. All right. And if you want to talk DEI, okay, sure. John was the white dude. They had an Asian dude. They had a Latino dude, and they had Lamar Hoskins. Okay. Well, I guess Captain America, Steve Rogers, sales wasn't doing that well, so they said, well, we're gonna put somebody else in the costume, but they had to play the whole thing up. So they got John Walker to be this other dude and everything like that. And he was trying to be the hero. So they, mind you, they all got their abilities from the power broker. So all these dudes souped up on juice, which makes them stronger than Steve Rogers. Yeah, John Walker's stronger than Steve Rogers. Okay, all right, cool. Well, they go through this whole process, making John Walker look good. John Walker challenged Steve Rogers to a fight to see who the real American. Of course, Cap can't keep up and everything. Cap started questioning himself, so he drops the shield and everything. John Walker becomes the new Captain America, and they make Lamar Hoskins Bucky. Yeah, they grown ass black man walking around that same damn silly ass costume Bucky was. They did that. It's on a comic book cover. Thank you, Dwayne McDuffie. Because Dwayne McDuffie, unlike I don't even know what it's like. Lord Jesus have mercy. I had no idea we would miss one man like that, one person like that. Dwayne McDuffie walked in the office and said, "That's not right. We can't do that." And they fixed it. Now that's the damnedest thing. Back then, which ain't now, when you're supposed to be able to speak, it's supposed to be different now. Back then, you would have thought he had more difficulty going into that office. But you think it's more difficult now to walk into that office. He said, no, that ain't what we're doing. Marvel changed it. Marvel changed it. He go from being Bucky to being Battlestar. Stay right there. That's in the comics. You sit over here and you look at it in the MCU, and you be like, you looking at that episode when John Walker getting ready to run out on the field. And like I said, if you prior service active duty, you know that scene don't look right. You sitting there looking like, well, they got everybody in their dress blues. This is a dress ceremony. Well, why is Lamar Hoskins in camis? They don't You know his name is Battlestar. You know what role he playing, but they made him a sergeant major in the damn TV series. His rank is hidden right there. Okay, well, damn. Prior service, active duty. Do we know what a sergeant major time in service is? It ain't 4 years. In comparison to a captain, that's an 03. A sergeant major is an E9. I still, when I ask this question, ain't nobody been able to tell me. Please tell me the captain that is telling a sergeant major a damn thing. I'm waiting on this one. His rank insignia was right there on his camis. And if you don't know where to look, because you're not prior service, nor are you active duty, nor do you know anyone that is, you thinking that's just his code name. Make it even worse when he put his costume, because his rank insignia is sitting right there on the damn sleeve. But if you don't know what that is, and it's a battle star, that's an actual rank, sergeant major in the Army. You ain't paying no attention. You sitting up there watching this dude, representation, imagery, love, loyalty. How did you feel about Lamar Hoskins in that TV series? If the actor didn't give two damns, that's effed up. If the studio didn't give two damns, that's effed up. If we as a so-called community say we care and didn't say nothing, that's effed up. And I still ain't heard us say nothing about that. As a matter of fact, here we go. You know what else I ain't heard? Come on, you'll love this one. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? What's going on? See, for aircraft carrier, absolutely. He damn sure wasn't as big as no aircraft carrier. Check this out. So I asked this question right here, and I want to make sure, because I just looked at what Daryl said. I done forgot the question and everything, but it was something that made me look like, how did they? Here we go. The second season of What If. I'm gonna go somewhere with this one. Daryl, I'm glad you're here. The second season of What If. That episode where T'Chaka explained away how Howard Stark got the vibranium. Now, I didn't know about that episode until I asked, how did Howard Stark get the vibranium? I heard a lot of people complain about X-Men 97. I heard a lot of people complain about X-Men 97, that last episode. I did. I ain't hear nobody complain about that episode or whatever. Why not? Because if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. But who complained about that episode or what if? Because if not for today, I'm not knowing about it. But I ain't hear nobody say they had an issue with that episode of What If. And that episode of What If robbed Azudi. It absolutely did. It robbed Azudi and it robbed Gabe of their shine. You don't get to see Queen Nanali. You don't get to see King. You do not get to see King Azudi interact with his family at all. You don't get to see that father interact with his wife nor his two sons, T'Chaka and Sion. You don't. I ain't hear nobody speak out on that What If episode. Not one person. You don't hear not one person speaking out on the fact Gabe was there and the loyalty that Gabe showed T'Chaka, not T'Chaka, Azudi, because they were both black men. That's a significant moment. I ain't hear nobody say nothing about that. I ain't hear nobody say why that wasn't included. I ain't hear nobody complain about, oh no, that's not how that went. And that moment is special because that's vibranium. They ain't got that damn shield without Gabe. They ain't got that vibranium without Gabe saving Azuri's family. They ain't got that. So why we not talking about that? Why wasn't that brought up? Where was the turmoil then? What was the vitriol then? Because that episode is just as wrong as the X-Men 97 episode. It's just as wrong. It's just as damaging to the lore of Black Panther. Why nobody said anything? If somebody said something, please let me know. Please let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know. They don't read comments. I didn't complain because I ain't checking for that. I didn't complain because I ain't know it was out there. And why? I got T'Chaka at the house. I got T'Chaka at the house. I got the Queen Mother Ramunda at the house. I got Griot Shua at the house. We all do. I ain't got time for that. Jermaine Battlestar and US Agent are in the 10-ton range strength, way more than Pete Human. Yeah, absolutely. Season 2. Hey, listen, let me see. It's hard to push forward. They sometimes care more about money than the people. I mean, Black people. I don't blame them. Get that bag, but at press conference, let them know what's up. Yeah, that be my thing right there. Say I did it for the bag. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Thomas. That's real. That you ain't got to lie to kick it, Craig. Don't tell me all that. No, I wanted that bag. I ain't got to like what you did. I don't. You did it for you and your family. I might not like what you did, but I understand what y'all did. But if I got to be good with what y'all did, then you got to be good with what I do. I got to be good with what you did on Saturday. You got to be good with what I do going forward. And it don't take no animosity, no ill will toward nobody. It don't. It don't at all. I thought it was interesting that Battlestar even trained with Taskmaster. I mean, when you put hands on folks, you know, ain't nothing wrong with having that advanced ability to kick some butt. What's going on, Big Ronnie? What's going on? So that was my thing right there. That really got me to thinking, because I was like, no, when I Googled how it start getting the vibranium, I wanted to know, because I was like, I didn't think it was out there anywhere in the MCU ether. But come to find out, folks thought Howard stole the vibranium from Wakanda, only for that What If episode to reveal that because of something he did, it doesn't reveal what he did. See how we glaze over that? Something that he did, Azuri felt good enough to give it to him. Well, damn it, what did he do? And he didn't do nothing. It was Gabe that did it. A sergeant major isn't higher ranked, but way more experienced and respected. Boy, look, and it's the years in service. Just so you know, a sergeant major has way more time in service. Forget the grade. Yes, a captain is an officer. A sergeant major is an enlisted officer, E9. So an officer is always higher ranking than an enlisted officer. But there's something to be said for respect. When you come out of boot camp, you're a private. When you come out of OCS school, you're first lieutenant. I'm sorry, second lieutenant. First lieutenant, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not an officer. First lieutenant. Then you become second lieutenant. Then you become a captain. Okay, well, the equivalent to a captain, enlisted wise, that's a lance corporal. I don't know what you want me to say with that one. And a lance corporal ain't really telling nobody. Now, he a pit bull. He a pit bull, but he ain't been in that long. He ain't. A lance corporal time in service is probably 2 years. Well, a sergeant major is damn near 20, if not more. So a sergeant major, you would be looking at a sergeant major, that officer equivalent would be a full bird colonel. Wait a minute. Yeah, a 5-star general, whoever the highest ranking officer is, that's the equivalent to the sergeant major. And you not talking to that officer no type of way. You're not. downplaying wife and son, black families don't work that way. It's like they downplay our achievements in the real world. Why would you think it's different in comic books? That's the questions that we ask. That's all we're doing. We're just asking the tough questions. We're asking the tough questions, and we're not just asking a tough question to those that aren't black. We're asking because the ones that it's not necessarily where we've seen it, where black people at the very least aren't in the position of power, at least look like they're in the position of power. So we're asking the tough questions, and it ain't just a question for other folks, it's a question for all of us, because they're all relevant questions. They're all relevant questions. They were there. They should know what we know. And if we're talking about telling a great story, and we're talking about imagery and representation, that's what the whole thing was with Eternals. Well, that was manufactured. You ain't got to manufacture it over here. It's quite a few times the MCU has not needed to manufacture diversity. It's sitting right there. So as somebody that read the comics, I'm sitting up here like, okay, well, you had these opportunities. You say that's what you're about, and you keep doing it, especially in regards to one particular IP. And that's what I'm looking at. There's a trend there. You kind of shy Wakanda. Well, ain't no kind of. You shy Wakanda in Captain America, the first Avenger. You shy Wakanda again in Captain America, Winter Soldier. And here you get ready to shy Wakanda. Well, you shy Wakanda in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And here you finna shy Wakanda one more time in Captain America 4, when you ain't got to do that. You don't have to do that, especially if we're talking about you care so much about representation and imagery. Okay, well, what we doing? I'm gonna ask the tough question. Even when it comes to the comic books, to your point, I'm gonna ask the tough question. Why does T'Challa not have his own monthly series? My brother D-Real did a live last night. Well, no, he did a video on it last night. Be Real with D-Real. I absolutely suggest you go subscribe to the channel. He's got a live coming on tonight at 9:30 and everything. But the tough question, why doesn't T'Challa have his own monthly comic book? This is an A-list character. You're just not treating him like one. You know who he is. That's 1.3 billion without you really trying. That's 1.3 billion without you getting the story right. That's 1.3 billion without giving fans what they really would have latched on to. What you mean? Why is this character not? And it's been too many times that character, being who that character is, then went missing. Ghost. That you're not telling me Carol Danvers is a more popular character than T'Challa. You can tell me, but I'm not going. Don't nobody give two damn about Carol Danvers. But we're gonna get a comic though. Okay, well, you can give T'Challa his comic book. T'Challa is made money. That's a demographic baked in. You're gonna get it. So why you don't want to do it? It ain't like Marvel comic books has a plethora of black characters that have their own comic book. And I'm sorry, the fans that want T'Challa ain't gonna settle for Sam Wilson. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know who thinking that over there at Marvel Comics. The fans are not going to. Fans that want T'Challa back, a Black Panther comic book, are not going to accept a Sam Wilson led comic book as a replacement. They're not. I don't care how many people you invite to the backyard barbecue. That's not what's happening. And stop shooting yourself in the foot, because all you're doing is wasting money. Instead of making money, you wasting money. You keep over these notes. The Kamoyo King. Oh yeah, I know Battlestar bigger than Steve. Super Soul. Yeah, he is. Ooh, I like Miss. Yeah, you see how Miss Vicky coming here? Look, they're the Dora right now. We got another Dora. That's a Dora. Oh, also, I thank you for your service. Thank you so much. Oh no, you're absolutely fine, Miss Thomas. Thank you so much. That's another Dora. We got another Dora in the building. Yeah, our achievements are downplayed everywhere, even in fiction, and that's why we need to ask the tough questions. We need to ask the tough questions. We need not be afraid to ask the tough questions when we're at these Comic-Cons and these conventions and everything like that. We need to ask the tough questions. We need to be unafraid. And when we're doing interviews, if you can't ask a tough question regarding your characters, the characters you love, the characters that represent you, regardless of who's in front of you, they shouldn't even be in front of you. Don't even conduct the interview, because that means they don't want to talk about it. And why don't you? Why don't you want to talk about Black imagery, especially if you're Black? Why don't you want to talk about Black representation, especially if you're Black? Don't get uncomfortable. Why is it that you don't want to be forced to make Aurora and T'Challa a couple because they both from Africa? What does that mean? Mr. Smith gonna talk about it tomorrow. I'm gonna jump on in here and throw it out there for y'all. What do you mean you can't put Jessica Drew together with Luke Cage because she don't talk like that? You got interracial couples across the world that when they met, they did not talk like one another. So stop with all the nonsense. But we need the Dwayne McDuffie. We need the journalists. We need those that are out here in this ether that say they know to conduct themselves like they do know. We need that. Those that say they represent us. We need those that say they represent us to be unafraid to ask them questions, because you're not going to get, as Gray said, you only get the representation you settle for. No, stop being okay with somebody sitting up in your face saying some dumb stuff to you when you know the stuff, when you know the material. You didn't put that work in, you didn't put the money in, you didn't put the time in. You know the material. Well, if you know the material, then you should be able to ask Kevin Feige any damn question you want to in regards to these characters and not run from it. You should be able to ask, well, you ain't got to worry about asking Nate Moore, but you should be able to ask Nate Moore any comic book related question you want to ask him. You should be able to ask Ryan Coogler any Black Panther related question you want to ask, and he shouldn't run from it. No, he should be 10 toes down with it. Ain't he supposed to be sexy flexy over the Black Panther franchise? Okay, well, own it. You should be able to ask Kevin Feige any superhero, any Marvel superhero related question you want to ask him, and he got to own it. That's his job. But none of those things are going to happen till those of us that are in this medium feel free enough to ask it. That's what I say. When we feel free enough to ask it, we'll ask it, and then we'll start getting the true changes that we know we deserve. But we're not talking about representation, sir. We're talking about their reputation of U.S., not our reputation. Like in real life, no, I understand. No, I understand. I understand. When I say representation, ask them why they're afraid to put that out there. That's what I mean. No, I know who we are. I want to know why they have an issue putting it out there. Like, why can't you? What's the hesitancy? Like, let's chop it up. What's the concern? What's the concern, big dog? Holla at me. Because I understand, chop it up with me. Well, man, just talk to me. Just talk to me. Just talk to me. They give off different. Jessica Drew was written as that one good white girl in every Black neighborhood. Yeah, Jessica Jones. Appreciate that, Jermaine. Jessica Jones. Big Ruben, what's going on? Jessica Drew, the only female in Marvel I know that turned out. Yeah, that's who I meant. That's how I meant. Jessica Jones. Appreciate that. Icon and Rocco have never met each other. Marvel wrote the stories. So, like I said, I think it's a fair question. And the reason why I believe it's a fair question, because we like these characters too. We like these characters too. And we like characters that don't look like us. We buy comics featuring characters that don't look like us. And we care about those stories involving characters that don't look like us. Okay, well, then that means we got a right to ask them tough questions. We got a right to ask them tough questions. And honestly, we got a right to expect what everybody else get. But it's not going to happen as long as we content with keeping our mouths closed. Well, after spotting what I spotted today, seeing the inconsistencies, yeah, how they did split them up for no reason. Now, split them up for no reason. And we got to sit up here and say, well, okay, who wrote the book? I read that series, Photon, 5-issue miniseries. I did. I know who wrote that series. I do. It wasn't nobody that did. Somebody that looked like us broke up that couple. Now, whether or not they broke up that couple because they felt that was the right thing to do, or whether or not they broke that couple up because they were instructed to do, I know it was somebody that looked like us broke up that couple, and I don't think anybody ever asked them. See where I'm at with it? See where I'm at with it? I don't believe anybody ever asked them why they broke up that couple, and I don't think they've ever discussed why they broke up that couple. But I do know it's quite a few folks interested as to why she broke up that couple. But who asking questions though? Well, I'm just saying, who asked questions? Listen, I'm out. What time is it? It's 8:21. My brother D Real is coming up in a little bit over an hour. I'm not gonna cook the grits. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. This has been a blessing. Listen, if you are a Black Panther fan, say it one more time. If you are a Black Panther fan and you want to learn, pull up tomorrow. My brother's spot. Bring what you drink, bring what you smoke. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. We chilling. It's Friday night, so we vibing. We ain't coming out there stressing or nothing like that. It's gonna be a laid-back affair. My elder, Mr. Ray Smith, is pulling up. He's pulling up, and when I tell you all I'm coming to do is learn, all I'm coming to do is learn. I ain't coming to do nothing else except absorb, soak up, and be educated. If you're a Black Panther fan, I suggest you do the same. That said, we out. This was a safe space. It ain't about agreeing. This was all about rhetorical. Now that you have the information, how do you feel? Would it have changed how you felt about these characters if they were written differently? Now that you know they should have and could have been. That's all I'm asking. And all of it's rhetorical. So there is no right or wrong in the comments and everything like that. This video was more about you asking yourself some questions and everything like that. And I think it's good to do some self-reflecting every now and then. That said, we out. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. In memory of the late, great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman. Till next time, I wish each and every last one of y'all love, peace, and soul. We out.